I thought my boyfriend was unhappy with our relationship. What I found instead broke my heart. My boyfriend and I have been together for 4 years, since junior year of college. He's not only the love of my life, but he has also become one of my best friends, and I couldn't imagine life without him now. He had gotten me through some really rough times in my life, and as a whole he's always had a genuine loving soul to him. A few months ago, I started to notice small changes in his behavior. He wouldn't snack on foods that he liked to eat throughout the day. He started spending more time alone in the bathroom. He started staying up later at night and not coming to bed until much later. He wasn't as talkative after some point. He wasn't doing anything like going out to places late at night, but his overall demeanor wasn't the same, and it soon became easy to notice even the small details. It was like when somebody tells you they're okay but something is different about their tone. One thing I want to note is that we're both on the neurodivergent spectrum. He's always made me feel comfortable with being myself around him, and he's never invaded my boundaries or pushed me into things he didn't want to, even though I tended to show more symptoms in public than him, like stimming. We trusted each other with our own personal belongings, and I never felt the need to go through his phone before. But I was actually starting to get worried that maybe he was unhappy with our relationship now. A couple of nights ago, he went to take a shower and left his phone on the nightstand. I waited for him to leave, then unlocked it. When I went to his socials and texts, there was nothing out of the ordinary like flirting-wise. He had spoken to a few female friends on Instagram and family members, but nothing stood out as a red flag. So I went to Google thinking I'd be able to find something in his search history. I didn't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. I couldn't count them all, but here were a few summarized highlights in some of the tab titles. Conversion therapy for autism. How to mask better in public. How to stop hating myself for being autistic. How to stop acting autistic. Is there going to be a cure for autism? I couldn't keep looking because of how nauseous it felt to read those few. I ended up looking on his notes app too, since he told me once before that he sometimes wrote his random thoughts there. There wasn't much detail-wise, but there were a few recent paragraphs where he vented about feeling like a burden to me and others, and he wished he could change. I'm pretty sure one even implied he was contemplating hurting or unaliving himself if he couldn't figure things out. I made sure to close out all the tabs before he came back so he wouldn't know I saw them. When he came back, I just wanted to start crying right there and then. I wanted to hug him and tell him he wasn't the things he thought he was. But at the same time, I was still trying to process it all. This person who meant so much to me was having all these horrible thoughts about himself, and I had no idea why. Was it always this bad? Did something happen recently? Did I do something to make him feel this way, and like he couldn't talk to me about it? I just tried to keep it together and went to sleep. That's where I am now. It's been a couple of days, but I don't know what to do. He's never given any signs or implications that he was self-loathing, but that could just be because of the masking. I feel awful. I just want to ask him what's wrong and what I can do to help him fix it. But at the same time, I don't know how he would react if I told him I found out. Since he was hiding this from me in the first place, maybe it's because he didn't feel safe telling me. Like he thought I would judge him for some reason. I honestly want to cry just thinking about it. I can't stand seeing him be so hateful towards himself like this. And I'm scared he might hurt himself if this continues. I just needed to get this out since I don't know who else to talk to about this.
Here are the top comments.
If this behavior has become sudden, maybe he's just tired of masking in public with people and doesn't feel he can be himself. I think he doesn't want to tell you because he doesn't want to load that issue onto you. I read a couple threads of how men deal with emotional baggage. I think the best way to start is to just let him know you're present with him, maybe with affection or dates, and just tell your boyfriend how happy you are to meet someone the way he is.
If it were me in this situation, I would sit and think about my partner for a while, think about his mannerisms and quirks and sayings, and try to think about the things I love about him that he might not like or be sure of, and figure out a way to make it clear how much I love those things.